Hi everyone, it's Maura from Trifecta and a Little Bit Extra, and today we get to celebrate the 100th running of the Black-Eyed Susan. This race will be held on Friday for the fillies. Our 3-year-olds get to compete a mile and an eighth on the dirt. Now, we don't typically see Oaks horses come back for the Black-Eyed Susan because of the very quick turnaround between the two races, but when they do really well. In 2018, we had Coach Rocks. She came in second. In 2016, we had Go Maggie Go, and she actually won the race. And in 2015, we had Include Betty, and she also came in second. This year, we have an Oaks runner, the number 3, Lemon Muffin. And you have to love a name like Lemon Muffin. She's trained by the great D. Wayne Lucas and will be ridden by Flavian Pratt. She's had 8 starts, and 5 of those times, she's come in the exacta. However, the last 2 starts that she had, run at the longer distances, she didn't fare very well. In the fantasy, she came in 7th. Now, she didn't really look like herself, so let's just strike through that and say, everybody's got a bad day. In the Oaks, she came in 8th. The Oaks was a very sloppy day, but I'm not sure I'm going to blame the slop because she did well on a muddy track before. If you look at the notes, it said that she broke slow and she didn't have a good trip, but it also said that she improved at the end. That caught my eye. Given that, the fact that she's getting some class relief, she's trained by D. Wayne Lucas, who's one of the most winningest trainers for the Black-Eyed Susan, and she threw in a knockout workout right before Oaks Day. She's one I would definitely keep my eye on for the Black-Eyed Susan. Going back over the last 10 years is a couple angles we want to look at. Let's keep class at the top of the list because if it wasn't an Oaks runner who won the Black-Eyed Susan, 7 out of the 10 times, it was a horse that competed in an Oaks prep race. The other thing I noticed, and this is not something I typically use when I'm looking at my horses, is the fact that a lot of the Black-Eyed Susan winners were carrying less weight. Now, in graded stakes races, we typically see the same weight applied across the board, but not in the Black-Eyed Susan. And this could make sense given we're talking about 3-year-old fillies running a mile and an eighth distance. And then finally, the Black-Eyed Susan runners, if you look at all of the notes for that race, the winners all say driving. So let's look for a horse that's got some speed and strength at the end of the race. Given that there are 2 runners I'm very interested in, the number 5 horse, Gunsong, and the number 8 horse, Recharge, both are out of Gun Runner. The number 5 horse, Gunsong, she's trained by Mark Hennig and ridden by Johnny Velasquez. In fact, Johnny V, he's one of the most winningest riders for the Black-Eyed Susan. Gunsong has had 5 starts with 2 wins, 1 place, and 1 show. The last time we saw her was the Gulfstream Oaks, where she competed against the powerhouses of Power Squeeze, Ways and Means, and Into Champagne. All ran the Kentucky Oaks and all did fairly well. When we look at Gunsong's notes for the Gulfstream Oaks, it said that she broke out and got bummed and faded. That doesn't say driving. However, her other races say things like dug in and gamely and ridden out, and that bodes well for Gunsong. In fact, she's got one of the best speeds for this race, and she threw in a very good workout on May 9th. The only one thing that makes me pause is her trainer doesn't have the best stats on no Lasix, and that's something you do want to pay attention to. If we move on to the number 8 horse, Recharge is trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden by Joel Rosario. Recharge has had 4 starts with 3 straight wins. Her only loss was to our Kentucky Oaks winner, Torpedo Anna, where she came in 5th. Her prior races all say things like driving and gamely, and her trainer does well without Lasix. That bumps Recharge up on the list. One more horse that I'd like to mention in terms of class is Who Can Ask for Mo, the number 6 horse. You know how I love my Mo horses. She's trained by Shug McGahee and ridden by Louis Saez. One thing I want you to note for Who Can Ask for Mo is that she is one of the few horses outside of Lemon Muffin that has run this distance, and that's important. The last time we saw her was in the Gazelle, where she competed against Gin Gin, Where's My Ring, and Regulatory Risk. All 3 went on to the Oaks. How well did they do? Gin Gin was checked at the start, and Where's My Ring? She had a tendon injury. But Regulatory Risk did very well. She was charging at the end and came in 3rd. Now, Who Can Ask for Mo may get the pace setup that she needs. She's a one-run type of horse, so she could be picking up pieces at the end and fill out your verticals. If you're looking for a long shot, I'm going to point you to the number 4 horse, Call Another Play, trained by Michael Trombetta. She's had 9 starts and 7 are in Laurel, so this is your Maryland horse. She's had 3 straight wins, and the last 2 wins were at the longer distances, and they said driving. Something to watch out for. She will need to improve, but she has been improving. So she's somebody that you may want to take another look at. That's my Black-Eyed Susan summary. Do all your own research and make sure you sashay away with your money. If you like my channel, please hit subscribe or find me at trifectaandextra.com. Cheers!